Hi pilots and co-pilots, welcome back to part 4 of my round Vancouver flights that I've been doing for the last week or so. And this is part 4, the final part of my flight. I'm at Campbell River at the moment, which unfortunately has no 3D scenery, as it were. And so we're just left with the 2D runway. And we seem to have a massive 737 up ahead. American Airlines as well, for some reason trying to make its way to takeoff. But we're going to be flying down to Victoria to finish for the day. My scenario is I've been flying a bunch of government scientists around the island collecting data. So we've been from Victoria up to Port Alberni, across to Tofino, back to Campbell, across to Campbell River, and now we're heading back down to Victoria. If you want to see those videos, go check them out as well. You see the great scenery on the island, some good airports. It's been some interesting times. So thanks for joining me on the final flight here. I'm going to switch over to SkyVector and we can see the route I've got planned. So here's the route I've got planned today. Up here at the top here is Campbell River. I'm going to be, I'll just check the conditions there actually. So wind is 300 degrees, 3 knots, so very little wind. 30 statute miles with great visibility. Few clouds at 4,000, scattered 8.5 and broken at 26. 10 degrees. The altimeter is 3011. Okay, yeah, we'll be good. And then we're flying down the east coast of Vancouver Island, so we're going to pretty much cross the top of Campbell River there. I'm planning to take use Vokin. Here is my GPS waypoint, and then I'm going to come into Victoria and hopefully we're going to listen to ATIS, figure out what runway we should be using and come into land. And what's the weather like down in Victoria? We have 130 degrees, 4 knots. The wind direction is different, but light, 30 miles. A few clouds at 3,000, scattered at 7,800, and broken at 25. So very similar weather conditions. So we're back in the back with the aircraft now. It looks like that stupid 737's gone. Oh no, there it is. He's just going now. Let me guess, he's probably going to drag his tail on the ground. Nearly. Oh, not that one. We had a 747 the other day trying to take off while I was coming into land. That was just stupid. So in this scenario, we landed earlier in the day. The scientists have been off doing their thing. It's now pretty late in the day. They've come back to the plane. I got back in the pilot's seat and we're going to get everything switched on, up and running, and get in the air. Right. So first thing I'm going to do is take my yoke away there. I don't need to see that. Gears down, locked, park brake is on there, fuel is off. Okay, I want to turn my avionics and prop sync off. I don't want any nasty spikes towards the avionics. Okay, put my throttles up and, oh no, batteries on. I get the alternators on. Now I can throw the magneto. Okay, it's getting dark actually. It's going to be a bit of a dusk flight on the way back. Yeah, it's just after 6 PM. Okay, actually I forgot to put my beacon on first. That was bad of me. Okay, avionics master. All my instrumentation comes alive, and we'll turn the panel on. Now that comes up. First thing I want to do is, okay, so I just need to delete my flight plan. Okay. And we are going CYBL. We're going to be going to, what was it I said? We're going to Victoria. So it's CYYJ. But actually we have a waypoint in between. What did I say that was called? Vokin. Okay. So let's push. Okay, we're going to Vokin. V O K. The inner and outer wheels here to navigate our way back and forth. I might do a video soon on using what I found using the GPS. It's actually not that bad once you get used to it. It's pretty quirky really, but here we go. Enter, accept. Okay. And then we're going to go to cursor down, CYYJ. C. Go down. Around the clock this way. CY. Y. And up to J. Fingers crossed, it should say Victoria. Nice. Accept. That's it. Job done. Okay, our nav switch is on GPS already. I'm going to put our strobe on. Nav lights on. Taxi lights on. I can see from my windsock we're going to be which direction we're going to be taking off on the runway, so that's easy enough. I'm not going to bother listening to ATIS on that. And we were 3011 on the... Actually, let's just cheat on here. It's not cheating, is it, really? No, yeah, that's me. Details. 3011. Okay. We're good to take off and get in the air. Okay. Let's park brake off. And let's start taxiing down the runway and get going. Yeah, it looks pretty clear and nice out there. Yep, away we go. This will be a cut down flight, you're not going to see the whole thing. Oop. There's a lesson for me. Don't try messing around the GPS while you try and drive. There we go. And I can see a nice purple line there. So we're already programmed in. Oh, there's an aircraft coming in. Look at this. Ooh. I'm not used to seeing this. In fact, it looks like there's two. There's one in the distance there. I've got into some very bad habits in X-Plane, but I don't really check for traffic anymore. Back in my FSX days I had a load of other flights all in there, all following their flight plans. It was a thing of beauty. And this, I do miss that. But of course it means I'm lazy these days. I do not check. Let me guess, what's the heck's this coming in here? That looks like a pretty big aircraft too. Okay, I'm just going to wait here. I'm rocketing around there a bit. Let's just watch this come in. That's an MD-80. Yeah, because they definitely come into Campbell River too. Oh, American Airlines again. Who knew Campbell River was such a hot spot? Now. He's going to go around. Yeah. Okay. We've now got clearance to taxi onto the runway. Oops, sorry everybody. Oh, mouse got stuck. Okay, there's definitely no other aircraft coming in. Good. Oh, yeah, there he is going around. Let's get lined up. MD-80's cleared the runway now. We're good. Okay. Let's look. I want my landing lights on, taxi lights off. Put prop sync on once we're in the air. Oh, I guess I should probably have that on. Where's our ident for that? That's off, standby. Okay. There we go. I'm squawking correctly for a VFR flight, really. It's getting pretty dark for VFR though, isn't it? Okay. Okay, is that the MD-80 still on the runway? It is as well. Jeez. Oh. Okay, this isn't going to be pretty. Wait. Oh, okay. Whoa. We're going over the top of it. Do you think we made it? That was possibly my worst piece of flying ever. Yes, so for some reason the MD-80 decides to turn around and go back down. Wow. I can't quite believe I just did that. How about that? That was awesomely bad. Woohoo! Oh my god, what was it doing? Stupid AI. I really hate X-Plane AI. Okay, we're now done with our silly takeoffs there, which is a bit scary and ludicrous. I'm going to leave my landing lights on. We're now coming round. It's getting a bit hazy again. There's like a bit of mist there going through the trees there. It's quite a pretty looking evening by the looks of things. Just checking the sky. I know there are lots of jets around there. And a completely idiotic MD-80. So there's the airport as we leave it behind. See the beautiful mountains there through the middle of the island. We flew over those on the previous flight, for those of you that were with me on that. That was a nice flight, that was. And there's the town of Campbell River. Famed for some awesome salmon fishing. There's a pretty unauthentic church right down there by the look of it. Oh well. Right, so let's get back inside and fly, shall we? That's getting dark pretty early actually. I assumed it would be light a little later than this. Right. I'm going to turn my autopilot on, and now he's going to bring me over and onto my nice purple line on the GPS here. So we'll come in line with this. We have 26 minutes based on our current speed to the first waypoint. So I'll edit this down. You won't see the whole flight. I'll cut in again, probably over Comox and maybe any other sites of interest as we head in closer. Then we'll turn slightly over Nanaimo, and then we'll be heading down into Victoria, and we'll listen to ATIS and other things to figure out what our approach is going to be when we hit Victoria. The sun's going down way quicker than I expected tonight. Maybe I should have cranked the time back a bit more. Never mind. Okay, we're picking up speed now. We're on target. I'll see how that comes down. So I'm just leveling off here at 5,500 feet. I'm going to just view, we should be coming near to Comox pretty soon. In fact, there it is. We can see it in the distance. Comox Air Force Base. It's a mixture of private flying and military flying and commercial flying out of there. So we're taking that and we're heading down, and then Nanaimo's in the distance, and then we'll swing down to Victoria. Got some nice sun effect going on the clouds here, some upper level clouds. And what was it? They said 5,700 broken, so we're just below that. Pretty much spot on. And you can see the highway in the distance there, just working its way down. So you can see where we are just now. We've headed over Comox, and we're now, I'm looking at the left side of the plane here, and I've brought up the map here. But if I just move this over here, you can see better. That's Texida Island in the distance there, Lasqueti in front of it. We'll look around in a minute. So yeah, that'd be Lasqueti just there. And then over that side you can maybe make out, maybe if I go to an outside view, then you can see that we've got Hornby. We're just going over the edge of Hornby Island, and there's Denman Island just in the distance there. So we're squeezing down between the islands on the flight. And if you can see on the map here, we're basically flying straight through. We'll have we'll come past Qualicum Bay, Qualicum, and then Parksville. We'll probably cut across the top of Nanoose there. Be swinging slightly in Nanaimo. Right about here we'll be changing, and then we'll be heading down in towards Victoria, down to the airport here. So we've got a lot of islands we'll be going across. I might, if I remember, bring up this map from time to time so you can see the other islands. So yes, we've passed Comox now. That's back up in the distance. There you go, you can see the runway in the distance. There's the sunset on our long day's flying. We started before 7 this morning, so we've done nearly 12 hours of flight now. And that'll be Parksville up there, the airport. So we're just coming up on Nanaimo now, and you can see CYCD, Nanaimo, Collishaw Airport in the distance there. I'm just going to switch to an outside view. So here we are, there's the edge of Nanaimo, kind of, there's Nanoose, and there's Nanoose Bay. And there's the highway coming down from Parksville there. You've got all the lakes around here, Brennan Lake, Westwood Lake, Long Lake. You've got Departure Bay there. That's Newcastle Island there, Protection Island. And then we have Gabriola, bigger islands there. There's a ferry terminal over there, there's a ferry terminal here, and there's a ferry terminal over there. You can see the highway winds its way through there. So here it is cutting through here, and then winding its way south of town, past the airport, and then on through Ladysmith, Chemainus, Duncan, towards Victoria. So we should be turning very soon. Some strange artifacts going on in here. Look at the water reflection of the mountains, it's just wobbling up and down. Looks particularly odd. It's getting a bit dark here. I hope the video is going to be okay. Hope you can still see. I'm going to get back in the aircraft and see how we're doing. Okay, we're 2 minutes until our turning. I haven't got prop sync on. Oh, there you go. I think by default it just syncs the props anyway. That's never really a problem. I'm going as flat out as I can for this flight. I want to get back. I am stressing the aircraft slightly. And that out there is Entrance Island. It's an actual lighthouse on there. So I think if we had a real flight going on here, you'd be able to see quite clearly downtown Vancouver in the distance. I bet there'd even be reflections from the sunlight. Well, a bit late for that now, maybe. And also, if this was reality, you'd somewhere see Mount Baker in the distance. It's still about 100 kilometers away from here, but it's very visible. So it's kind of sad you can't see it. I would expect it to be about there on the horizon. Oh, we just had a weather change. The sun just finally dipped below the horizon. Okay, so we're coming up to our turn. There's a bit of traffic. Everybody's going home for the evening. The details are wicked. Love it. So that's the junction with the highway that goes through Nanaimo, meeting up with the parkway that goes around the outside. They've even got the roads cracked. That's just amazing. Sometimes X-Plane really does a really good job on this. And there's the road that cuts off there and it heads down towards the ferry terminal that I was talking about. Cuts right back round on itself. To that ferry terminal there. Next time I probably fly into Nanaimo. There's a new version of the scenery. It's actually down there. We're not covering it very well today. It's all lit up. I love version 1 that the Canada for X-Plane guys did, so I'm sure version 2 is just as lovely. So we've now completed our turn just above Nanaimo. We're on the last leg of the flight now. Vulcan to CYYJ, and we have 9 minutes. So I think at this stage I should probably try and tune to the 80s and hear what the weather situation is in Victoria. And then from that we can work out what runway we're going to be landing on. Okay, sky conditions. Okay, so the weather's that, but I would like to know. I don't have any radio information. I want to move to the airport. Okay. It's interesting. I don't have any radio information. Does that do it on the other ones? I look like a complete idiot. I can tune my... I don't know what my ATIS is for it. Because I want to find out what runway I'm supposed to. I'm going to dial down my 8 minutes. I'm going to start descending a little bit. Slowly. Okay. So you join me again. I'm actually now out over the water. I've tried to fly this so that I can then turn back. Now it's pretty dark. You can't see a lot. And get coming back in. Okay, let's see what we can do. I hope I don't screw this up too much. I have a feeling I might be a little bit over to one side here. Oh, let's see how we're doing. Yeah, okay. I can see our runway. I just did something terrible. I put the flaps down at a horrendously high speed. What an idiot. Let's scrub some speed off now. Okay. Let's see if we can do an ILS landing. So let's set up in the seat a bit better. Damper, that's fine. Smoother flight. I've got approach flaps. Okay, I'm slow enough now I can bring the gear down without ripping that off. 3 greens. Okay, let's retrim the plane a bit because now that's losing us quite a bit of speed. Still not lined up here, that's fine though. Scrubbing quite a bit of speed at the moment. Your new landing gear set to drag. Okay. I've been climbing a bit there, but we were a bit low. Try and keep my loss of height. There we go. Okay, now I'm happy. I don't like the weather where the weather keeps kind of light levels keep adjusting. That's a bit bizarre. Okay, we're a little high. We'll get back on the glide slope in a minute. We're way above it right now. Apparently still off to the left slightly. So let's go full flaps. That'll again increase our float where we can float a bit there. But we're bringing it down. We'll just skim the top of the highway as we come into land. Cut my speed a little. We're still off to the left. Let's see if we can pull this across a little bit. Sorry, off to the left. We're off to the right. Okay. Okay, now we're better. Now we should be lined up. In fact, I don't even think the ILS is properly lined up there, so let's just ignore that. And use the runway lights to help out there. Yeah, I don't believe the ILS is giving me the correct information anyway. Oh, now it is. Yeah. Now I'm getting there. That's dark. Can't see very much at all. Oh, I've got my landing lights. Are they on? Yeah. And always does that bang when you land. Right. Anyway, I think I call that a good landing. Right. We're down. I don't know where I am. Can't see anything. This all seems very dark. We've missed that turning. We're still rocketing up this runway. There's got to be a turning any second. Okay, now somewhere around here is the other runway. I can't tell. Oh, you know what? I'm going to cheat here and look outside the plane. Without the map on. Oh, I see. Okay. So there it is. It is there. It's just so dark I can't see. Well, I'm going to have probably about 10 minutes of trouble trying to park to get back, drop these scientists off for their day. But look at that. It's quite cool. I do like landing here at night, but as you can see, I can't really see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to try and turn down this runway here and head back and park. But thank you very much for flying with me. I hope you enjoyed the flight. Please go back and check the others. There's a bit of crap audio on a couple of them. You can't hear me very well. But please go back and enjoy the scenery of the mountains. They were daytime flights and they were very beautiful. If you like what I do, subscribe to my channel, like the video, leave me comments, send me messages. It's all great. Thanks for watching.